And we're live. Hey, Bubbles, you gonna be in the show today? Hey, good morning, everyone. How you doing today? I gotta go in the office today. Hope everyone's doing well. I have all the critters and why. Let's wake you up. Oh, there she is, Bubbles. Give her a click and give her a like. And she's like, "You just woke me up. I was already upside down sleeping." I know. Anyway, hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum show today. I want to talk about using utilization wrong and going the wrong way and talk about a little bit of technique you can wiggle way around those agile accountants who want to know your utilization frequency and coverage and things like that. But it's about thinking, giving yourself some space to think, whether it be purposeful or just randomly, and let your creative juices flow. Um, I was listening to a bunch of podcasts. One is the School of Greatness. I definitely recommend the podcast. Some things are good. I mean, everything it has a mix, right? So it has to cater to a lot of people. But the whole thought about thinking, how do you think? What do you do? How do you get creative? Some very good things on his show on the School of Greatness with Lewis Howe. Uh, anyway, he interviews a lot of people. So it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way. And we're going to do a little practical and tactical today and a little thinking. And so we can bring value to the customer without working crazy hours. And the whole purpose of the thinking is to prevent the crazy hours working. And get home to family and friends. We have a little fun. It's funny this morning. I think all the animals in the house, Jerry, Bubbles, Hart, they all realized I was going to go in the office today. They all jumped on me like, "No, you can't go. You can't go. We need you here." They're so used to me. Oh, right, Bubs? Yeah, I know. Anyway, and Bubbles is right here. She's giving me more support during the show. So I want to have her during the day. It's a bummer. We'll have to fight with the cat for a chair, right? Yeah, that's your sister. Anyway, so we're off topic. I just want to get into so a lot of these people, millionaires, billionaires, they take time to think. They set aside time to think. Um, and Mosey was on the other day, and he was talking about how he does his whole morning. He keeps his in the morning keeps it clear because in the afternoon I got to do my work and everything, and my time fills up. But they open the space to think and to ponder and to figure out how they can do things better, quicker, faster. How can they go from the work they are now to 10 times more productive? And that's what we need to do in Scrum and Agile. That's Agile thinking at its crust, at its core. How do we become 10 times more productive, more valuable from where we're at without going crazy? That's the idea. So, what I'm proposing, there's a lot of people out there who want to know what's the utilization rate? How many points do they do it? How many hours? I need to know exactly how much time to spend on each thing. In reality, you don't. And even when those project managers think you do, you don't. They just don't know how to manage the finances. But I can't fix the world. If you do want to know how to do it, I'll be more than happy to share with you how to think that way. Maybe I'll do a show on finances and Agile. I did that way back when, years ago, on how to do that. And we can talk about that. I can share that if anybody's interested. Feel free to comment if you are, and then I'll put something together. Um, here's the idea. You as a Scrum Master and Agile Coach, work with your team, help set aside time to do thinking, whether it be purposeful thinking or general thinking. Bake that into your utilization, how many hours, how many points you do. When I want to do purposeful thinking, I like to focus it on a story that is to bring value to the company. Like if I want to spend 3 points of whatever on a story that I want to improve how we do XYZ, I put it in as a story. The goal is to get 3 times as much out of this or cut the time it takes to do XYZ business as usual step by 10x. That's my goal. I want to think about it and give yourself, not just going right into code. If you ever go to the schools and everything, it's not about coding right away. It's about thinking, designing, visualizing how you want to get there. So you got to give yourself time and space to visualize on that specific purpose. So you have a thing, I want to think this, I think I can do better because it was an idea. If it was in your head, it's probably valid, right? It's one of those Kaizen things, little things that bugging you. Say, I know I can do this a lot faster if I would just spend a few hours, a few bit of my utilization bandwidth on this topic. And you suggest it as a team and do it. And our jobs as Scrum Masters and Agile coaches and teammates, to be honest with you, is to support that endeavor to do that. Now, in Scrum and Agile, when they do it, they should demo it or review it with the team at the end of the sprint so that everyone can learn from it, whether it be in a retrospective or review or something like that, so everyone can use it. And then you can bring that in. Is this something that now the whole team, now think about this. This is the 10X. This is the Grant Cardone. This is the Mosey type thought process. I do something to improve a step that I've been doing that will, let's say double my productivity in that particular activity. But I have 5 other developers I work with, right? I figured out this makes it more productive. Now it's not just me doubling my time. It's all 5 other developers doubling their time to do the same task also. Therefore, I just 10x'd it. Did you see how that went? 2 times 5 is 10. So I just created a 10x opportunity by putting some time in every sprint to figure out a way to do something better. Because now that I got all that extra free time, I could do more work. That means my velocity goes up because I still have the same velocity for the work I did previously, or you make it lower because maybe it was a 3-point story. Well, now I got this new process. I'm going to make it a 2-point story. We do it a few times. It becomes second nature. Maybe it becomes totally automated at some point and we don't have to do anything. And then it's a 1-point thing or it's a 0-point thing. It just goes away. But you got all this new stuff that brings value into the company that's coming into your backlog. That's how you're supposed to do this. That's what Scrum and Agile are about. That's what Agile is about. And people don't get that. Now, when people think utilization, well, it should be 100% doing stuff for the customer. Well, that doesn't make any sense. That's naive. That's doing utilization wrong. You want to utilize your time, but you want to make sure your utilization isn't 100%. You want to make sure the utilization is like 60%. And the other 40% are used for improvement thought processes and random thought processes. Just thinking creatively, doing something that while you're in the environment of the office, in the environment of the computer, or relaxing, that your brain is building new pathways, new neuron paths that then you can then use to be creatively coming up with solutions to your customers' problems. So maybe out of 60% use, so 60% utilization should be just business stuff for the customer. The other 40% should be maybe 20 and 20, 20 for purposeful, 20 for imaginative, or maybe it's 30-10. You figure out what your thing is, but that should be incorporated in your utilization because it's important. That's how we as companies, as Agile people, beat everyone else, okay? Because we are allowing ourselves to be Agile in thought. Think about ways of doing things better, 10xing stuff. That is what Agile is about. And these Agile accountants out there who want to say every story has to be for business and it should be 100% and that's all you can. That's the wrong way of thinking about utilization. Again, think of utilization as a 60-40 split. 60%, we know what the work is. We got this. 40% is split in between random thought and purposeful thought. So I just want to share that with you. Think about this for utilization. And with that, I got to get going. I actually got to commute. It's kind of scary. And make sure my badge works. It's been a while. Last time I was in the office, my coworker was getting ready to go on maternity leave. So we all showed up for her past week or whatever it was. So I want to wish you all the best. Happy scrumming. Remember, give yourself some time for some random thought, some purposeful thought that isn't necessarily straight business. All these millionaires out there, they do it every day. That's why they're millionaires. They think and let their brains and their neurons expand to do stuff that no one else does because they don't give themselves enough time to think. With that, have a great day. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Fortune Cookie Friday. Ooh, I gotta make sure I get something for the show. I have an idea what I want to do, and I have to pick up some props. All right, Bubbles. All right, take care. Bye. See ya. See y'all.